I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money before I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding because we all came from hunger pain.
Yeah, late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today or yeah, another wonderful episode of NERDSoul Sports. It's Sunday evening, man. We're going to chill, kick it. You know, it's been people throwing the ball around, tackling each other, shooting shots, all kinds of stuff. We're going to get into some of the... Oh, man. Say it one more time.
Oh, man. No breaking the... Stay up. Yo. No Achilles breaking. No MCL, ACL sprains. Man, it was a whole lot of those this weekend.
Yeah,
folks need to stay in the house.
Yeah. So, since it's NERDSoul Sports, that's what we do. That's what we talk here. I'm not by myself. Right over here, beatmaker extraordinaire, producer, you know, of all the lands, known as the Long Beach Hove, Black Kanye. Give to you, PL Parker Lewis.
What's good, everybody? Man, that might be the dopest intro I've ever had in life. Boy, I need to save this tape and have them play that. But anytime I come out anywhere, they need to play that.
It's like, hold on, cue up my track.
Man, cue it. I'm about to cue it up. Man.
So, all right. Before we get to started in this week, I wanna say that LA, look, come on now. All right. We already did the 20-game checkup. First 20 games. I'm like, look, y'all sitting right at 500. We gotta come on. We gotta do some things. All right. And since they sitting at 500 or maybe less now, I think they're below now. So don't get me started. But out of the West, it looks like the Warriors are back. Are the Warriors back? You know what I'm saying? I want to start with that. My question to you, Mr. Lewis, is: are the Warriors back? Because people are saying, hey, if they stay on this, you know, this trend of games and everything, they're gonna be just as good as the 17 season when they did 73 games or whatever.
72 and 3, yeah. Are they back? The real question is, if we keep it in a buck, man, did they really go anywhere? Like that last year, Steph still was Steph, but everybody was either hurt. All of the main pieces spent a lot of time hurt. Clay was still hurt. Draymond missed half of the season. A lot of the young guys got some seasoning. They weren't ready for prime time. And they lost in the playing game, right? Even with all that being said, they still were a playoff team, even if it wasn't you know what I mean?
Okay, good point. I'll give you
Did they go anywhere?
All right,
Steph got healthy. Draymond got healthy. The kids got better. Did they go anywhere? And
so technically, what you're saying is, you know, they was fine. They just, you know, had to heal back up.
Pretty much.
Because they've been on a tear as of late. Like
they definitely have.
The last week has been, they've been doing their thing.
Put it like this. Damn, that's crazy. We both got on yellow today. Didn't even coordinate that.
See? Gotta coordinate mushroom belt.
The crazy part is, right? The Phoenix Suns have won 16 in a row after they beat my Nets last night, right? They've won 16 games in a row. And yet they still don't have the best record in the West. That still belongs to the Warriors. That's to put into perspective how good the Warriors are.
Yeah, that's man. Phoenix, maybe the question should be, is Phoenix back? Because Phoenix, when's the last time when people have been like, yo, man, Phoenix won 16 games in a row? Like,
still not taking them seriously.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry. I can't. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I have a lot of homies that are Suns fans. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I love Phoenix. I love the makeup of the team. I gotta see it first. Last year, there were a lot of injuries. They made it to the finals, and then
you're
shot
right.
themselves in the foot in the finals.
I'm gonna be for real when it because we talked about them last season. I was like, is Phoenix like the luckiest team to ever?
No, that's Milwaukee.
Like, I got
Milwaukee.
But it seemed like everyone they came up against, they were like,
even in that finals, Chris Paul and Booker got hurt. So no, that's Milwaukee.
Okay. All right, I got you. But it's
everyone
Phoenix faced.
Side note. In recent news, they just went out and signed Boogie Cousins. The Milwaukee Bucks.
I wanted to bring up your tweet because you tweeted out, and I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Hey man, how long? The over under is 2 weeks on Boogie slapping the dog out of homeboy and his little cheerleading ass brother.
Cause I was like, yo, man, who does he think he is to tweet this? But I was just like, you know what? I get it. Look, Boogie Cousins is,
Boogie ain't gonna tolerate all that fake stuff. Boogie a real one. Hold on. If you notice, all the real ones that have ever come through that Milwaukee Buck team timeline have gotten shipped off. PJ Tucker was the last real one they had. And as soon as they won, they expeditiously got rid of him.
Well, I mean, PJ Tucker also had some other issues going on in his life.
No, never mind that. PJ Tucker is a world champion. He's a borderline all-star. He's one of the best defenders we've ever seen in NBA history, if we're keeping it a buck. And they got rid of him expeditiously.
And all of that was overshadowed by what I would consider shenanigans that should have never happened. Because I am sure there were many people that said, bruh, stop, no, don't. And all of that was overshadowed. Nobody talks about PJ Tucker's game. Nobody talks about his game. Whenever they talk about PJ Tucker, they talk about him like the kid that lost his dog or something. Just be like, man, PJ, like you're like PJ Tucker. Yeah, man. It's like that's
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. PJ Tucker gets paid a lot of money to do two things: stand in the corner and shoot them wide open threes, and guard the other team's best player offensively. Yeah. And he's been doing it consistently for about 10 years now.
Got you on that one. Good point. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit. It seems like Warriors are doing well. I guess we ain't fully sold on Phoenix. I want to bring
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful about it either. I really like them. I do. I just got to see it. I got to see it.
I want to bring up an article. It's
Okay.
not super old. It's not a super old article. I figure we could all throw it in the chat. We could all read along together. NFL investigators question Antonio Brown's former chef about fake vaccine card allegations. All right, so before we start this, all right, they're in Florida, so you can just throw logic out, just get it out of here. All right, now Florida was the first place we ever heard about people doing fake vaccine cards. Remember when they was like, "Yo, you gonna need vaccine cards," and they were saying people in Florida were selling fake ones. This is like way, way back. So anyway, hey, the NFL don't happen in a bubble, baby. All right, so investigators from NFL contacted Antonio Brown's former live-in chef and questioned him about his allegations that the Bucs receiver obtained a fake COVID-19 vaccination card to avoid league protocols. They also were interested in Steven Ruiz's claims that another player sold Brown the card. Ruiz, owner of TasteNet LA, said he spoke with attorneys for the NFL on Wednesday for about 10 minutes by telephone. All right, so that's how it starts. Now, of course, guys, I'm sure you've heard the rest of the story. I ain't gonna go through this whole article, but there's a lesson to be learned about snitches in your camp. All right, now, first, let me back up. Guys, don't get fake vaccine cards, all right? Just look, if you're not gonna get vaccinated, just be like Kyrie, be like, I ain't getting vaccinated, and just be strong and firm in your defense, or get the vaccination because it's not a bad idea. But whichever one you want to do, don't get the fake vaccine, because now you got your chef snitching on you. Then you got another dude talk about he gonna snitch on him and snitch on somebody else. And look, this is supposed to be your personal chef, bruh. Look at the people you letting into your house. They gonna tell you got a fake vaccination? Maybe they should be telling. I don't know. You know what? Let me throw it over. See, because if he would have finessed it, it could have been better. It could have been he could have been like, yo, Mr. Brown, I just want you to know, because he could have used this to get a raise. I just want you to know. Everything that goes on in this home stays in this home, Mr. Brown.
The moral of Mr. NERDSoul. The moral of this story is pay what you owe. Mm-hmm. That is the moral of the darn story.
True that.
Pay what you owe. The only reason the chef went and started opening his mouth is because AB ain't want to pay him what he was owed.
Thank you. Give him the money.
The moral of the story is pay what you owe.
Look, people ain't going to
none more, none less.
Just pay the man. And if you know you're doing dirty stuff, you know you're gonna have to pay them a little extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if I had a
extra, just pay him what you owe him. Like, the chef broke the whole thing down. I'm like, yo, I'm a world-renowned chef. I cooked at this restaurant, that restaurant, here, there. I cooked food for the man. He loved it. He called me to his crib. I cooked at his house for 2 weeks, and he ain't paid me.
Ain't give you a dime.
And then on top of that, he asked me to get the card for him. And then when I couldn't get it, he got it from the teammate or from wherever he got it from,
Allegedly.
Moral of the story, man, is pay what you owe.
Now, I will say, don't get it twisted. I do notice that this story is sticking around a little bit longer than someone else's vaccination story. But
good. You knew, and you do, and the words of Snoop Dogg again, and you do know that.
Yeah, I've noticed that this story is staying around a wee bit longer than someone else's. Now, look, if you're doing dirty stuff, like, all right, say if I have a driver, right, and I'm doing dirty stuff where I'm stopping at places and picking up, book bags and duffel bags and don't know what's in it. if I pay this person, say a day, I pay them $100. When I put $300 in their hands and just say, I thank you so much for just, driving so well, taking care of me and making sure everything's fine. That person knows what that extra 200 is for. And I know what that 200 is for. And we both accept that and we both move on. And see, that's the moment where they're like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. NERDSoul, I can't take this extra 200. It's like, this might be your last time driving for me.
This might be your last time driving.
Or or if they take it and say, thank you, sir, I appreciate the opportunity, and they go on, then you like, all right, word. You know what I'm saying? Look, because just pay what you owe, y'all. Just pay what you owe. Oh, man. So
make sure your driver is legal.
Yeah, make sure your driver is legal. They got to be clean. Because they can't
not
get
for
pulled
nothing.
over.
If we keep it in a buck, that's how that whole Rat 9 and the whole that whole thing went down. That's how the whole thing toppled. It's because of the driver.
The driver was like, I'm gonna put, but it's messed up because the driver put the app on his phone so they can listen in.
The driver wasn't legal. The driver had ice issues. That's how they were.
That's how they leaned on him.
That's how they leaned on him. That's how they put the thing on his phone to follow.
They were like, look,
you want to stay in this country?
Your kids can stay. Because of law, your kids can stay. But you and my dude's going to have to go back. So what you want to do? He was like,
let
me go and put this app on my phone. And I don't even hate him for that. I understand. Look, hey, it's your family. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's people out in the streets. Now, of course, I just talked about snitching. Now I'm going to flip it, all right? People in the streets be like, yo, don't snitch. Don't snitch. I ain't snitching on nobody. When they get you in that little room and they start talking about real time. Now, I'm not talking about, I did 6 months and I came back. No, when they start talking about double-digit years.
Them football numbers, as they call them.
Yeah, and you know good and well you ain't did nothing. Yo, I don't begrudge anybody on First 48. They be like, look, I ain't shot nobody and I'm not going to jail for 10, 12 years just so I can be known as being cool. No, how about this? He live in 445 Ashby Court. His mama name is Angela. His social security number is like, look, man, hey, I'm just keeping it real. Cause you're gonna be in jail forever getting beat up.
Or you just don't say nothing. If you know you didn't do anything, just don't say nothing.
Yeah, because if you don't say anything, there's nothing that it's kind of like it almost kind of like stalls the investigation to a certain degree. It's like because they have no point of reference of anything. You know
like,
what I mean?
fam, I need people that look like us to think.
Yeah,
like just to think, like fam, in them kind of situations, just to, like fam, lawyer.
Yeah, and I
just say, even if you ain't got one.
There was one episode.
Just say lawyer.
Yeah, just say I need to speak to my lawyer. Even if you ain't got one. Yep, I need to speak to my lawyer.
Find one for me.
Yeah, it's like I need to speak to my lawyer. And then hope you get a lawyer like that Latinx chick from All Rise because she be doing the most trying to get people out. But anyway, I will say the saddest situation I remember from First 48. There was this kid who was driving around with a friend of his, and his friend was like, "Hey man, stop over this guy's house." They were going to like a party or something. And he was like, "All right." And he went in the guy went in the house, ended up killing somebody. Now, they were like, well, why didn't you say something? Well, up until that point, I didn't know I was sitting beside a killer, okay? That's why I shut up. I ain't say nothing. That kid ended up getting, I think they gave him 8 years. And I'm like, yo, imagine you chilling. We're all kicking it. And you're like, hey man, step over here. This guy, I think he said that he was gonna get some money because this guy owed him money. So he was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? He just pulled over. Dude goes in there, kills somebody, comes back. Once he gets in the car, you know that you are sitting beside someone who is a killer, does not mind killing, and knows where you and your mama live at. So it's like, come on, man. I felt bad for that kid because I was like, yo, he caught 8 years and like, I get it. Like, what you supposed to do?
Shouldn't have done it.
Sir, what did you do in that room? I'm calling the police now.
Shouldn't have done a day. Shouldn't have done not one day.
Man, I was like, man, yo, man had to do the kid like that. But anyway, there's a whole other thing. So we got another story about people being in jail. Kevin Durant seemed to have been locked up in Twitter jail. All right, Twitter jail has locked him up for lack of moisturization, for the non-usage of shea butter, any kind of cocoa butter, even any type of oil of Olay or Vaseline. And a picture that came out showing off his shoes.
Stall him out, man.
No, you know what? You know what, Kevin? This ain't your fault. You know whose fault this is? The people that took the photo when they got ready to post the photo. The young brother or sister, whoever was handling it, you know what? They weren't black. That's what it was. So they didn't know. They was like, hey, this is how skin's supposed to look. No, see, if it was a brother that was there, brother would be like, you know what? Look,
nah, we can't do that.
Look, let me swap out some smooth skin for you real quick.
Right, let me touch that photo up for you real fast, bro.
Yo, KD, though he is a great player and will most likely end up being in the Hall of Fame, homie is dusty, man. Homie is the most naughty-headed, non-brush combing. Here's the example of the kid that your mama does not want you to look like when you leave the house because you're going to make her look bad. You know how your mama be like, come here, comb your hair because you ain't going to have me looking like a what? Unfit mother. That's exactly, Kevin Durant is that kid she don't want you to look like. Ashy, hair ain't combed. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you worried, but like if you spending all of your time concentrating on being the best player in the NBA, I mean,
I get it.
You might not have
sometimes
time for lotion.
Things fall through the cracks. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Lotion, brush, you know, that we ain't had time for that. We worried about the league. We worried about killing the dude in front of us. That's all we care about.
And the funny thing is, then he was like, yo, man, y'all gonna make me pull the y'all broke card. It's like,
fam, like,
I mean, because he right. He like, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm ashy, but y'all broke. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I can go and I can buy a cocoa butter company. You know, I can buy a farm to harvest cocoa. All right, for the cocoa of the butter. All right,
the whole country, turn the whole country into a cocoa making country.
You, on the other hand, in CVS picking up them small bottles. You know what I'm saying? But
and make sure you get them accordingly.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta worry about that.
Now, I do wanna say that I saw someone, how should you say, trying to get into the game slightly, talking about KD, who is one of your favorites, Mr. Giannis. Yes, Mr. Giannis or whatever. He posted a picture of his shoes and tried to show that, you know, tried to show that his ankles was nice and moisturized.
Oh, he had jokes.
I was like, bro, like he didn't say anything about his legs, but he definitely showed off like, hey, look, you know, my legs is moisturized and his ain't. You know what I'm saying? Look,
that jump shot is ashy. that no game that basic elementary game
basic elementary game though.
That's ashy. Don't hey fam, and please stay in Milwaukee. That is the only. Please don't
stay in Milwaukee.
Please, there's no. Please, yeah, stay there, please.
Oh man! So before we move on, I want to ask you real quick how's everything going in Brooklyn? How's everything? You know, I know Brooklyn is a big city. You know what I'm
saying? We did.
It's in the biggest of cities, as some of them say. You know.
Brooklyn. You talking about as far as like the Nets?
Yep.
We're doing all right up until last night when we lost to Phoenix. We had won like maybe 12 in a row, 11, 12 in a row, something like that before the loss last night. Last night we just came out sluggish, let's say. Like like we were like zombies for like the first 3 quarters, then like maybe like the 2.5 quarters. Yeah, we were down by like 20. Maybe more at some point in that game yesterday. And we ended up losing by like 5.
Okay. Well, and that's kind of similar to who was that? LA lost to somebody, I think 106-100. But at the beginning of the game, they were down by like 20. And I was like, oh, cool, they came back. But you know what I'm saying? It's like
Indiana.
No. Yeah, Indiana.
No, they won that one. That's the one where LeBron hit the 3.
Oh, all right. They lost to somebody by like 5 or 6 points. But early in the game, they were down by like 20. And
I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember who it was. But I was like, okay, cool. So y'all got the power to come back. But at the same time, I don't want y'all to have to come back. I want y'all to, you know, at least stay tit for tat throughout, man.
Shouldn't have to come back. Yeah, I mean, like, Brooklyn, we're looking. I'll say
Brooklyn
this,
is understandable. Like, y'all missing somebody who I don't think
it's not even
back.
that. We're not even going to talk about that. It's not about him.
Okay.
He's not the reason why we're not where we need to be. Of course, he would be a great accentuation to what we have going on already. But him not being there is not the reason why we don't look up to par at all times.
Okay.
The reason why we don't look up to par at all times is our head coach.
And who's that man again? What's that man's name?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, a.k.a. that dude that dude whose baby mama got a baby by another player that he used to play with. That was crazy. That whole story was crazy. Like, because they were supposed to be like madly in love or something, and like
that whole situation was messy.
Yeah, that situation was crazy. But yeah, you're right. Steve Nash, you know, we've talked about how this dude that was a good player got pulled into being like the coach of a flagship team, and I don't think he had coached AAU yet.
Like the way it's the like, rotation.
I've at least been at least for half a season, I've been the secondary in a little league basketball team. At least for half a season, I've got more credentials technically in coach resume than he do. I could be in Brooklyn right now, all right? And see, I could have got Kyrie to stay. That's your problem. See, you should have had a brother talking to a brother. See, I would have hooked it up. I'm like, yo, Kyrie, check it. Look, I hear this. I hear Mr. Ruiz got a way out of this for all of us. No. Like,
you smell me?
I'ma just say it like this. There are many graphic designers out there, and you can make it happen if you want to. As someone who may or may not have made money by making extra graduation invitations for family members for graduations to be able to come. Because you know when you graduate, they only give you like 3 tickets or something. Mm-hmm. But if you got a big family, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you might need somebody to duplicate the styles. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just, maybe. I'm allegedly. See, I would have worked it out. But so all right, so Brooklyn looking all right. All right, cool. And they're on the East Coast.
Can be better.
They're on the East Coast, and they're saying that the East Coast is strongest as it's been in many years.
It is.
So the East is coming back. I wish Richmond, Virginia had a team, but they ain't got no team, and I ain't gonna count the Bullets. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm not gonna count the Wizards. That's how you know how old I am. Juwan Howard, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The Bullets. you know Washington a bad, DC a bad city when their team is called the Bullets. Will I get robbed in DC? The name of the team is the Bullets.
Yeah, they had to change that. Like, hey man. We gotta change this.
They gotta turn it around. But
we can't be known for this.
I'm gonna switch it around. I wanna ask anyone who's checking right now, getting a local or the replay, how you feel about body positivity. Here's why. Because, the body positivity movement is like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm a woman, I'm fierce, I'm big, I'm small, I'm medium, whatever, just love me. Love me where I am. Respect me, respect my body, and treat my body the same as everybody else's body. In this age of body positivity, though, why does it seem that Zion ain't getting none of that love, though? All right? It seems like Zion ain't getting that love. Every time I see an article about Zion, it's talking about he fat. And they try to say he fat in like a nice way. It's either like nice or a passive-aggressive way to say he fat. All I'm saying is, like, look, if we in the body positivity world, why he can't be big and play? When I played, I knew guys that was big and played. Look at Cadillac from And One. He was a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Brother can still play.
He can play, but for how many times running up and down that court, he was good for about 2-3 runs down up in that court. And like, hey, sub. Nah, man, like Zion was too talented to be at the weight that he's at, man, and everybody know it. So I mean, there's an obvious play. I mean, there's something going. There's a play going on if we keep it.
They try to change the food and all that.
Hold on, man. I mean, for everybody that can't see the obvious play that Zion is trying to make, right? Zion is trying to make a play.
All right.
Zion don't want to be there.
Oh.
It's quite known that Zion don't want to be there.
So Zion trying to force, he's trying to make the girlfriend break up with him so he ain't got to break up with them. Ah, okay. I see it. So he don't want to do the James Harden.
I'm gonna show up fat, out of shape. And, it might take me a little bit longer to get in shape. You know what I mean? I might not be ready until the All-Star break.
If they trade him and that dude dropped like a good 20 pounds.
20?
I'm just saying, at least 20 to start off. Just a little 20 to, get off your knees. Because I do understand this is a game where you're doing a lot of jumping. So your ankles and your knees take a lot of pressure. Your ankles and your knees, and then your lower back for getting down in defensive positions. Well, people ain't really playing no D no more. So you ain't playing that like Michael Jordan D no more.
Your back too.
True. So if he dropped like some weight real quick, I'm gonna be like, don't make the Pelicans hurt you. Don't make them send somebody. Don't make them send somebody to either A, Tanya Harden you, or B, what we don't even know what to call the whole situation behind Amanada Diallo. Because Amanada didn't do nothing. She was just chilling.
The not Amanada situation.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, we kind of have to look at the New Orleans organization, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
they're
they
not
had
great.
Anthony Davis, one of the best players. Yeah, would y'all say is top 75 of all time?
I don't think so. He's not showing it.
Yeah, they said he was, so
he ain't showing it. He's not showing
really
it this year.
Like all.
I don't think I've seen, and what I mean by that, NERDSoul Lightning Spot, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Can we play more Champions?
Maybe later. We'll Marvel Champions. Maybe later. So, all right. LeBron James has done things to be on that list. I don't think AD has gotten to that level yet, and he's not showing it yet. Dude is on point, but it's like there's like that extra level like he's not pulling out, and it's like I need you to put like that extra level where LeBron was like, all right, look, let me score the last 28 points of the last 30 points of the game by myself against the reigning champions. Like that's the level I need you to pull out. That's what I need.
You mean like a takeover moment?
Yeah, I need.
If you play in 2K, that's what it's called. It's a takeover moment.
Yeah, I need AD to be like at any given game, any moment, be like, look, here you
go off
6 3-pointers in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I need. Or I need, or even on the defensive end, here it goes. I'm not playing no more. 5 blocks in a row. Don't ever come around me with that ball. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Like, I'm not getting it. I need that kind of momentum that we got from Starbury in the All-Star game that year, where him and Kobe was shooting threes back to back. I need that kind of moment where AD is like, you know what? Give me the ball. I know LeBron. He's out right now. It's just me and such and such. Give me the ball. I got this. And then
he's not built for that. You're not built for that.
But which lets you know AD might have been. Oh, this is going to sound bad. Might have been overestimated because of where he was.
Do you think?
I don't want to, because I don't want to be that guy that like brings brothers down on the show. You know what I'm saying?
I think with him, it's more mental than anything. It's like, you got to look at it, man. A lot of these young players, man, they're so much is invested in these young players at such a young age.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid they catch a little injury here and there, and they got to sit down and get right and get back, and they're not the same. They don't regrow back to what, you know what I mean? There's so many variables and things that could potentially happen to these young dudes. So it's not fair to essentially put all your chips in their basket.
Yeah. You know what?
With that being said,
mm-hmm.
If I'm paying you to be the man,
gotta be the man.
Gotta be the man, son. Not when you feel like it, not when you only 100% healthy, not when you only have LeBron on the floor with you. You gotta be the man at all times. It's kind of how it works.
Yeah, it's, you know what? All right, because we brought up injuries around him. Who's Adrian Peterson? We need to get Adrian Peterson to come and talk to him, and maybe he could get, because Adrian Peterson honestly had an injury that he should not have come back from.
And he just cut, by the way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at the time, he came back from the injury and excelled. So, yeah. You know, maybe we need to pull him in. I know it's a different sport, but the mindset around, athleticism, there's similarities in all of it. You know what I'm saying? Pull him in, be like, look, man, we'll pay you X amount of dollars. We need you to speak to AD because
I mean, but there's
the brother being light
pull in that same sport.
Yeah.
It's just on him, man. Like, He's gotta like I said, that nobody can stop me right now. Give me the ball, nobody can stop me.
Yeah.
He don't have that. He's not built like he can do it, but he don't.
Yeah. And now to switch gears real quick, ZSB Lou said thoughts on USC football getting that Oklahoma coach.
I seen that. So I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Bomani or maybe it was Shannon Sharp.
Oh, I want to say it was not Shannon Bomani though.
I wanted to say it was Shannon. Uncle Shay Shay. Shout out to both of those gentlemen. I love both of them. The University of USC offered Coach Tomlin a blank check. Coach Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers to lead the Steelers and coach USC, right? Ooh. I guess homie took it. Lincoln Riley took that blank check. And terms will be disclosed, so we won't know how much he's getting paid.
Oh, but he getting paid. And also remember, not only will he be getting a blank check, but he'll be in Los Angeles, which means that all of the perks of being Los Angeles will come with it. If you think he's just going to get a paycheck and that's it, like here's your paycheck every other week and that's it, and that's your boy gonna be living la vida loca out here. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no, he ain't gonna be playing, man.
Yo,
that dude about to go ham.
Yeah, and USC may be better for it. You know what I'm saying? I think they might be good. They'll be better for it. I think they'll be better for it.
USC could definitely use the name recognition. It's a win for them, definitely.
Speaking of coach moves, what is it? Manny U played Chelsea. They played. They ended up at 1-1. So Manny U is,
we've got an interim not named Zadim. So
yeah, they got an interim guy that's not
named Zadim. So I'm not mad.
And Zia says, if you see the guys he's been recruiting, that Cali region this year, this year you already know for SC. I guess is what
he might tell what's the name to transfer with him.
Who's coming with me?
Right? No. Dead serious though, because now in the transfer portal, remember back in the days, you would have to sit out a year.
Oh yeah.
Like if you would say, like, let's say I went to USC and I wanted to leave USC and go to University of Virginia, right? I would have to sit out that current year, and then I wouldn't be eligible to play until the year after that. Now with the transfer portal, if I say I want to leave UVA and go to Washington, I'm playing at Washington the same year.
Yep, because that was a whole mode of control with the whole, because they know what they're doing to these kids, and these kids know what they're doing to them. But they dangling that NFL in front of them, and it's like,
this is your only option into this.
Yeah, is like because
get down or lay down.
Yeah, because the NFL doesn't have there's no international league or and there's no G League or something like that.
This is your only way to get into our league.
Yeah, so that they have a stronger stranglehold, and there's no, like we said, there's no. I mean, Canada has a league, but I mean, it's it's not the same. It's the other countries don't really care about football.
They do, but it's not.
It's almost swapped. It's almost swapped. Like soccer for football is kind of swapped when you go overseas. So it's like people are like, oh, football's cool, but ain't nobody I can't wait to play football. Like,
Pretty much.
The
only time they really, but like there's talks. I doubt that it'll happen. I highly doubt that it'll happen. But the NFL is talking about expanding and adding like 4 more teams to the league.
Really? That changes the game for opportunities in London, the pros.
1 in London. 1 in Toronto. 1 in St. Louis because there was no more team there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I want to say the other one was Nashville or San Antonio.
You know what?
They were talking. Go ahead.
That's not a bad idea. And that, that opens up the door for a lot more kids to be able to get, well, not kids, they grown adults, but you know what I mean? A lot more youth or young men to be able to come in and play because
be employed,
4 teams, each team you're talking about
53 on a roster.
You're talking about 23
players. 53 players on a roster plus 11 practice squad players.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I was about to say there's about 50. I mean, there's about 23 that are active, and then about 30 like second stringers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's about 23 like main dudes. So I mean, you're talking about
64 more jobs times 4. So that's 128, 256 more jobs.
Yeah. So that's a lot more slots.
Plus staff and all that other, you know what I mean?
And that could be interesting to see, see those games, especially overseas, like especially in London, see what it's like, and see how that works out. I wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, even though in general, I don't like the NFL, but I understand the NFL isn't going anywhere. Like no matter how much CTE, no matter how much crazy stuff with players happens, NFL ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. You know what I mean? Think about it. You'd be like, hey man, with all this information that we got, and also all of these stories that we get every year about players doing crazy stuff and beating up their family or killing themselves and stuff, maybe we should just be like, hey, it was a great run, but this just isn't good for people in general psychologically. Look, we ain't stopping this train.
Gotta get paid, bro.
Gotta get the cash, gotta get the money, freaky dough. So, shouts to Jenna James says, Riley has low key been pre-recruiting the state of Cali the past 2 years for OU. Now at SC, he'll be able to just decommit those guys and have them recommit to him at SC.
Facts.
And SC gonna be out there happy. You know
I bet you as soon as he files the official paperwork, Rattler files his transfer portal paperwork. Watch.
Like, look, I ain't playing for no other coach. And then you're gonna have
one
people
of
out
them
there
is gonna leave OU.
They'll be out there with SC gonna be out there happy, boy. So we'll see how that goes. Also, Zeus Bilou says 13-10 Ravens up in the 4th. So I don't personally care about the Ravens. But my little brother, he loves the Ravens. So, I'm like, whatever. But my little brother loves the Ravens. He loves them.
Mark Jackson.
Speaking of the Ravens, whenever I think of the Ravens, all right, this is the last story I'm gonna bug out on. Remember a young brother by the name of Ray that went to a club?
Cut it out. I ain't gonna let you hear. No. We're not gonna put no slander on that man's name, okay?
Yo, homie went to the club. Somebody in her bed. Oh man. Yo.
And they were talking about adding an 18th game as well.
Oh, what?
They barely did. Yeah, they really trying to get the bag, man. And they're trying to get the bag.
Because you're talking about a whole nother game. You're probably talking about maybe an extra 50 to 100 million in
That might be
in
they make
advertising.
$1 billion a week.
Yeah, so it's like, after all those, because I figure after all those games, once that 18th game, the stakes are going to be so high, the ad revenue is going to be crazy. That, like, as a business, I get it. There's another side of me that's like, maybe we should relegate this and like, maybe we should get rid of it. But then I also know you can't get rid of it. It's $1 billion industry. Like, look,
you know what
have we gotten rid of Johnson & Johnson? No. And they admitted to knowing they were giving people stuff that they knew would give them cancer for years. And Johnson & Johnson is still here in your supermarket right now, like 2 for $5. So
the owners are gonna ask the players, hey, you guys want to play an 18th game? You know what the players are gonna say? Hey, you gonna give me more money?
You gonna give me that 18th game check?
And the coaches, the owners administration will be like, yeah. And the players will be like, we'll see you for an 18th game then.
We're like, we can do that. And Jenna James said, Lord, an 18th game. Players really going to have to consider pulling the old Spurs LeBron regimen on resting. Oh, man. I can see that happening too. I can see, especially when you have such a large roster of players, I could definitely see, them being like, all right, look, we adding another game, like doing something where it's like, you get your bye week and then there'll be like another game or another week that they'll give to like the starting quarterback or something like that. They'll probably do something, or like where the first half of the game he won't play or something like that. I'm sure they'll figure something out like that where they're not too stressed, because of course we're talking about a league where, at the very minimum, 200 and something pound all muscle run full blast at one another. And right. So they're going to need some rest. The whole ice industry is built on, no, it's like, it's like, all right, I'm going to have to ice my back. So with that said, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with the NFL. I'll sort of be interested to see what the expansion looks like if they do it. But I also kind of feel like, man, isn't this crazy? Like, but
I think
but it's also such an opportunity for it's rough, you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't happen in the bubble. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more so the logistics that will be crazy.
Yeah.
Because imagine once a week, a whole team, their whole entire staff would have to go all the way internationally to London every week. Or if not that whole team would have to gather their whole staff. And like with all the, like, let's say, especially with the Rona still going on, right? Let's say like we introduced the 4 new teams, 2 of them being the 2 international ones. Like I said, Toronto
London,
right? Let's say something happens and they both shut the country down. Like we saw what happened in baseball, where Canada said that, hey man, y'all can't play y'all little baseball. Y'all can't be coming back and forth to our country to play our little baseball game, whatever y'all call it. So they had to go play the rest of their season in Florida. And then once they got the okay, I think it was, they played the whole season the year before, like the beginning of the Rona in Florida. Ooh. And then towards the end of this season, they finally got clearance to go play again in Toronto. Like maybe like about halfway through this season, it just passed. So
that is a lot of flying. That's a lot of
imagine something happen, fam. Imagine, heaven forbid, something happened. Like, yo, fam, could you imagine? Like, yo, this team cannot fly to your. We cannot go to play this game because they won't let us in, or they won't let y'all out.
True, and then the whole thing with like the jet lag, because from here to London, I mean from the East Coast to London, you're looking at about an 8-hour flight. So you're like, now at the same time, they ain't gonna be flying like we fly. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna be packed in there like sardines. They're gonna be flying well. All right. Like, so they're gonna get the rest and comfort that, you know, like we don't get. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
even first class doesn't get. You know what I'm saying? Because international first class is nice. It's nice. Like I ain't gonna front, but I'm sure NFL, they probably got full beds, relaxed.
Of course.
They probably got like a bathtub in there, you know, get a shower. Yeah. They got all kinds of craziness. I don't know about all that,
but it's got the works in it. It's got the works.
Yeah, so I'm sure they got all kinds of craziness up there where they're fine. But the schedule of basically an 8-hour day flight, maybe you do something where you fly London over here to play all their AFC games, then you fly them back there, and then people come to play them. For like it would, that's a lot of flying if they're gonna fly back. Like that's a lot of.
The logistics will be crazy, bro.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, with that said, we're at our time. So over here, you know him, you love him. Be producer extraordinaire, PL Parker Lewis.
Shout out to everybody that came through in the chat to watch. Shout out to everybody watching on the replay. Parker PL Lewis, Lewiz on all socials and all streaming platforms. Help the Bear 2, December 17th. I got some special things coming along to go with that. Please stay tuned. I got some things. Just stay tuned.
That's what's up. And we'll also have that on the channel. Make sure we let y'all know about all that stuff. So, you know, you ain't got to worry about all that. Now, of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places, hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit it down if you don't, but you hit that thumbs down. Like y'all said Robert Kraft, y'all said Jerry Jones, they definitely got them hooked up planes. Well, guess what? They're going to come after you. All right? You know, both of them, at the very least, are annoying. At the very least. Unless you're like big fans of those guys, which would be strange. But anyway, podcast for listening, Spotify for that music. We're going to leave y'all with PL Parker Lewis, a sample of that Help the Bear. Go get it, all right? Go get Help the Bear. Matter of fact, let me go in and put it in the chat right now. PL Parker Lewis. Click that link. Go in and get a little something, you know what I'm saying? Look, help yourself out, you know what I'm saying? Your headphones. So, from us to you, we out. Peace. We'll be back in about an hour to play video games. But don't forget, Wu-Tang is for the children.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Parker Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. We still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all get from hunger pain.